All right, here we go. For those of you who don't know, this is our first podcast. We are going live action. Hello and welcome, everybody, people of the internet age, to a brand new episode of the Long Distance Podcast, or LPD
Woo.
for short. I am your
Hey,
host, Willie Reyes.
and I'm Alexi. What up, though?
What up, though? What
I'm
up, though?
excited. I'm excited today. I'm excited today, man.
Man, you telling me? Shit, I'm happy. I've been wanting to do this
Mhm.
for a long fucking time. Oh, and
Fuck
just
yeah.
before we get too deep into this shit, caution: those of you who have kids and you have this playing with loud volume, get your kids out of there or turn it down. Because there's gonna be a lot of cussing, a lot of bad words, a lot of f bombs and s words, and we'll keep the n
That
word. We'll hold that back. But
holy shit.
we are a podcast that talks a lot of shit and
About everything.
about everything. We are gonna be sharing some questions and answers, and
Mhm.
hopefully, once this takes off, we'll have some hosts to join our podcast. There's a list of
For
people that
sure.
want to get on.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do that. So
Everybody's gonna have to be
yay.
fucking squares everywhere.
Squares everywhere. Fuck it. It
Squares
is what it is.
everywhere.
This is the Long Distance Podcast. All right.
Yeah.
Go for it, Alex. You take it from here.
I'm
little
taking
bit.
off from the. Oh my god, dude! I was not even prepared. I'm not even prepared for this
man.
shit, man.
Not prepared. Here's another swig of coffee for the working man, working lady, and the working non-binary.
Woo! Go. Oh, man, you know what? I mean, I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking some milk, some oat milk.
Oh shit! I'm drinking black ass coffee.
You can't see it. It just
You
blended
can't see
in.
it because it's
No.
like predators, like predator.
Oh,
Anyways,
shit. I mean, you got some notes. I mean, we should start off
I
by
got a few notes. I got a few
you know,
notes.
we should let the people get to know us a little bit. You know.
We'll start off with that dumbass at McDonald's. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
All right, so just so you guys get up to speed on this. I went to McDonald's the other day, and poor guy. He has probably a very low IQ. I don't have the highest IQ, but I don't have an IQ that to that extent. So the guy is pushing a cart of buns, and it's like that high, right? And he's trying to get the whole cart of buns through the door, and he's struggling, and he's banging on it, and banging on it. And it's like I'm looking at the guy like, dude, that take that top row off of the buns, and you'll be able to slide right in. And he's just going at it, going at it, going at it. And finally, he realized that if he took that thing off, it'll go right in. So he did. He took that off, and it went right in. And I was like, yay, he made it after like 10 minutes of struggling with the.
And the whole time you just there watching him just struggle.
I'm
Struggle
just
his life
watching
away.
him eating my fucking sandwich, and I'm like, what a great time to be alive.
Your overpriced McDouble.
Oh my god, I was eating it's man, I shouldn't be eating that shit. I gotta start watching my eating habits, but it's one of those English muffin, egg, sausage and
The
cheese, little
okay,
sausage
so
and
oh,
egg
gotcha.
type deal. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
But
one of the
anyways,
breakfast menu.
yeah. So they have a special. I don't know. So here's a fun fact. Last time I was in Michigan, I went to McDonald's on the drive back home, and I always get the steak, egg, and cheese bagel.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking phenomenal ass sandwich.
Yes, sir.
They don't have that anywhere here.
No, they
That
just
is
brought it back over here.
really
They brought it back. I mean, not just brought it back, but it's I want to say about a year and a half now. It's been back.
okay. Well, I've been
Yeah,
rocking
they
that
like
for a little bit,
yeah, because well, once the
and
pandemic hit, when the pandemic hit, all that shit just went away.
yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with the bagels? We got a bagel shortage? What the hell? But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's true. I remember that. I remember when they went away. I was very sad.
yeah, me too, me too.
I was upset because that's a delicious. It's not healthy at
At
all.
all.
It's probably
Nope.
the worst sandwich to get.
For real,
But
for real.
so they
That
don't
should just be
have
like
that down
dripping with
here,
grease. It's grease
dude.
and
You
fucking
know
whatever. I don't know what the hell is that top fucking what is it? The
that
butter?
sauce?
That butter? It just be
Yeah,
like
the
this and it's just like
yellowish,
yeah, yellow,
dude.
green.
I always eat it with I always used to eat it with a Monster drink in the car. That was just my thing every Sunday morning. And
Man.
every fucking shirt I wore has stains right in the middle here from the fucking from that butter sauce that they put on there. Oh man. But anyways, they don't have that here. And what they do have that I always get, and you can only get it on that kiosk thing on the screen. They don't actually if you walk up to the counter, they can't get that for you. It's not available for some reason. But it's a
Okay.
that sandwich I was talking about, you get 2 for like $4.54 or something like that. So I
Okay.
usually get that. Yeah, it's not too bad. But they don't have that
Yeah.
steak, egg, and cheese bagel
Right, yeah.
fuckers. Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
man.
I tried getting it at Oklahoma on my way back, and they didn't have that either. So I asked the lady, I was like, "You guys don't have the steak, egg, and cheese bagel?" She's like, "What?" I was like, "Steak, egg, and cheese bagel." She's like, "I've never heard of such a thing." I'm like, "What? No shit."
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
weird.
Yeah, no, the only time that
Uh,
we used to go get it was it was like a fat ass moment of mine that I went to Ohio to go get it at breakfast time.
oh my god. It's
Yeah.
bad. They're so good. They're so delicious, man.
And a lot of people hate on them though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're not healthy, man. They're really bad for
Yeah.
you. But
Yep.
anyways, jumping off the topic and jumping into another one. Who are we, Alex? Who are
I don't
we?
know. I don't
Give
know.
us a
We
little
just
background. Give us a
we're
little
just
background.
two married dudes just here in their 30s trying to just in our 40s. Thanks, Bab. In our 40s
Getting
just trying to
close.
just I don't know, man. What are we? What are we, man?
I'll tell you what we are. We are middle-aged men.
In other words,
We're not quite middle-aged yet, but we're getting there. Alex, how old are you, Alex?
I'm 36, dude. Turned
36, and
36
I'm
this year.
37. Um, and you have kids. I have kids. What is this podcast about? I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. Um, so those of you who don't know, this podcast is pretty much about anything and everything. We're gonna be talking about a lot of shit. We're gonna be jumping into different topics throughout the episode, and that's on each and every episode. And hopefully, when we get a host coming on, it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot to talk about. But for the most part, the backbone of this podcast is mostly, which we probably won't even get to a whole lot, just because we're gonna get involved in talking this and that and the other. But my main thing was we're going to be talking about how painful it is to see the prices of cars that we owned when we were younger. Jesus Christ
Yeah,
with
yeah.
CH and a Z. Man
Yeah.
alive. It is so bad. Fucking 1986, 1987 Toyota Corolla Sport Cooper Sport Hatchback.
That's on my
They're
notes, dude.
30 fucking $1,000 for a nice one. Are you
That's
serious?
some of my notes, bruh.
240
That's
SX gone out the window.
no, those things don't exist
Miatas,
anymore. Not here at
they
all.
don't.
They
No,
don't
I
exist
know up there,
anymore.
especially with Rust. They're.
Yeah.
I've seen a few down here, but they're very well taken care of and they're modified. And finding a stock 240 SX, especially like the pig nose, early ones with like stock everything, it's
Okay. Yeah. With
impossible to find.
with two little air vents in front. Yep.
Yep, 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 yep. What else? Civics, hard to find now. Shit, they went up in
EGs.
price. Each
E
EG
Jesus.
Civics, which is my favorite. That's my personal favorite. I like
Mhm.
EKs and EFs hatchbacks, but the EG is so hard to get your hands on. They're so
Yep.
expensive.
Yep.
anything from the 90s, which is the shit that we grew up with, like late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, even late 90s. All that shit is gone. Like, who the fuck decided to bump the price up on these 90s Econo boxes? Like, what the fuck happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
a 93 Celica, a piece of shit. Good luck.
Mhm.
Good luck finding that in decent
Yeah.
shape for any reasonable amount of money.
Right. Is that
Dude, like,
that Celica is the almost looks like a Supra? Is that the one with the
yeah, it's
double
got the
lights? The
pop-up
double?
headlights.
Oh, that's a pop
That
up
no, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one
after that.
before the double headlight one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was a
Oh, you
90
you
to
had one though.
93, and the I did. I had a
You
red
had the
one.
red one. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I missed that car, man. That was a nice car. I replaced the engine in that piece of shit 3 fucking times, man.
Yeah, I tell you.
Jesus, man. You know, that's now that we're deep in this, we should talk about a few of the cars we own. Like, okay, I'm gonna ask you, Alex, give me the top 3 cars you miss the most that you owned in that era, in that time frame of,
my
when
three,
we were younger.
my three favorite. Well, not I don't think. Well, yeah, I got three, and you know them.
All right.
My
That you
first one,
dearly miss that if you wanted to go buy right now, it's like,
okay, my DA
yeah,
Integra. Remember my
yes.
DA Integra, which that's what
The
you
one that got stolen?
no, no, my DA.
Because you Oh,
No,
your DA.
I got a DC stolen from me, but
Yeah, the
I got
DC. I
the
remember that. That was fucked up.
yeah, it was. But the
That was
DA,
fucked
the
up.
one that we kind of I went to high school with, that you saw, you were like, yo,
Yeah.
you better be careful with that shit, da da da, because everybody's running these LSs and da da da. Yeah, that was my
Yep.
first car. Was the DA Integra,
I remember that one.
1990. I think it was a 90 Integra.
90.
Yep. And then my other car was mommy's car, which was the
The
Dodge Neon.
neon.
Ooh,
Oh, the
bro,
neon, dude.
I had some
That
fucking fun
fucking
with that car.
neon.
I had
Dude,
some fun
you
at that
remember when
neon.
your mom remember Rooch over by your uncle's house, your mom was putting gas and she's like, the gas isn't stopping. And it turned out that the
Yeah.
whole thing was just pouring out. I think the
Yeah.
tube was rusted out or something, and it's
Rusted
just
out.
gas everywhere on the floor. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a car, man. The shit that we
Uh,
went through with that car. The head, remember the head?
the head, the shift
That
linkage.
Yeah. Oh my god. That was a car, man. I still
You know?
every time I see a neon, you don't see them anymore. But when I do see one down here, I always remember that car and it's like, man, I want a neon. I don't
Yeah,
care
me
if it's a
too.
two-door or a four-door. I want one. Stick shift with a
Me too.
single cam. I don't want that twin cam. The
Right. Yeah.
single cam, baby.
The single cam
Woo!
was the shit. It was fucking taking on
That was
everybody
the
out here.
shit. Yes, it was. All right, third.
And
Go for your
uh
third.
actually I got four. And then my third one will be the Blue
Okay.
Smurf. Remember the Blue Smurf?
The Blue Smurf, the 90,
These
what was it,
is
94
94 Sentra.
Sentra, the four-door. That fucking
Yeah.
car. I still have a picture. I have it in one of my drives,
Uh-huh.
but I still have a picture that I took of you when you got rid of it and the tow truck had it like this, hanging off the back, and you're standing here. You remember that? I still have that picture, dude.
Yeah, in front of the fucking the building and shit. Yeah, that was
So a
shit.
quick story on that car. I bought that car. This is what I know now. I didn't know this at the time. In Mexico, over here in Mexico, there's a car called the Nissan Suru. A Suru is a B13 Sentra that was sold. The name was changed in 95. So it was sold from 91 to 94 as a Nissan Sentra, the same way it was here. But from 95 to 2017, it was sold as a Nissan Suru. So you go to Mexico, they're everywhere. You'll see these cars, they're clean as hell. You could buy a 2015 for like 4.5 grand, $5,000, and
Oh,
it's
for real?
clean as fuck. Now, yeah, but they're cheaper. Like the metal is weaker. Like if you crash an 94 Sentra or 92 Sentra, and you crash the same Suru like from 2015, 2017 or whatever, 2012,
Yeah.
the Sentra holds up better in an accident, and the Suru's a fucking death trap. You're dead. You crash in that thing, you're dead. It's
Damn.
worse. It's like driving a Geo Metro. It's like
Okay.
that. And so the guy that I bought it from, I bought it right there on Burner, right before they put the wing stop and that whole plaza right there in front of
Oh, the plaza.
like
Yeah.
yeah. So before that, it was a big lot, and I saw this blue Sentra, and I called the guy, and he was a Mexican guy, and he speak English, so he came over. We talked about it. I bought that car. I forget how much I paid for it. I think it was like $1,200 or $1,600, something like that. It had brand new paint. That car was white, I think it was, and he painted it blue, and he put a bunch of cheap parts on it to make it look better. And
Which one was this? This one was him, the blue Smurf. Was it the white
it
set? That
wasn't.
was the SER.
No.
No,
I
we're
bought
talking
now
about
that would the blue Smurf. It was a four door. I forget
yeah.
what color it was. It might have been blue originally, but the guy painted it. And I remember like a week after driving that car, started falling apart on me. I'm like, this fucking guy, he put like
Mhm.
$2 ball joints on it. Like he did all this cheap shit with like cheap wipers. Like I got
Yeah.
into a rainstorm and the wipers weren't like they weren't swiping clean and all. It's like this fucking guy, he just put a bunch of cheap shit in it just to, to sell it. But I remember that car. I blew the motor in that car. So before you got your hands on it, I used to race this car on Warren, West Warren,
I'm telling you, dude.
and
Those are the
I
days, man.
raced it. Those were the days. I raced the shit out of this car, dude. I replaced the clutch about 10 times in a time span of 2 years that I had it. I replaced the clutch about 10 times, the transmission about 4 or 5 times because I kept breaking it. I kept breaking the synchros in the second and third. I replaced the engine about 3 or 4 times because I kept advancing the distributor.
Yeah,
When
I
you
remember.
advance the distributor on that GA16DE engine, man, it wakes them up.
Yeah.
Yes. And man, that thing it had some go. I
Oh, yeah.
remember I got chased by the cops in that car. And I
Yeah.
remember dipping through Prairie Street and I
Okay.
hid there until the cops were gone because they were chasing me. And then I took off. I think you remember that. I took off to the house. I got in the house at like 2 in the morning and I closed the gates in the back and I was like, holy shit, that was my ass. I could have gotten to jail that night.
Mhm.
I was racing a white kid that just bought a protege from another friend of mine, Ivan. You probably remember Ivan. It was a black twin cam 1.8 protege, four-wheel disc, the nice ones, the like a 91, 92 LX
Yeah,
protege.
that's the remember the
And
black one I had.
yep,
I
just
had the
like
black one.
that. But his was the twin cam LS.
Right.
And I kept smoking him. And he was mad, like, what the fuck? Open your hood. You got something. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I just got a stock and no, open your hood. He wanted to fight, so I opened the hood. He's like, fuck that, fuck that. So the original owner, Iwan, was like, let me do it. You're a bad driver. So he got in, we raced, and I beat him by like a fender. So it was a more closer race than
Mhm.
before. Before I was
Okay.
smoking this guy by like 2 or 3 cars.
Okay.
And but still, man, that's Sentra. And then you got your hands on it. You try to do an SER swap on it. Remember the
Woo,
whole
buddy.
harness?
That was a project.
Yeah,
I just dove into that without no knowledge at all. I was like, you know what?
no
Just put everything
knowledge.
from here over there, and it should work.
Yep.
And it did it.
Which Sentra were you getting the parts off of? The 90, it was a 92 red one, right? The Aztec
I think it
red.
was. Yeah, it was a red one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a coupe. I remember that. That
Mhm.
fucking car. God damn it. I remember all these Sentras. They were such a pain in my ass,
Yeah, you
but I
had
still
well,
love
yeah.
them.
The first one it was the GXE. That the first one they had was the blue one, the four door. Then you got
Yeah.
yourself to the red one, the red SER, and then you had a white
Yep.
SER.
Yep, the one that we did the motor, we did the internals on that. It was all stock, but
Yeah. Yep.
man, and then we primered it black. Remember?
Yeah, I was,
It was
dude.
this was in the shop. Yeah, this was when we had the shop with the
Oh,
twins.
yep, yep. I remember now. Yep.
Yeah, that's when I was in the rap game. Which
They-
when you
That's something
I
we
was
gotta. We wanted to ask you about that. If you want to bring this episode, or you want to talk about that later. But
well,
it's
we
so
could talk about it. We can talk about it. Just go ahead and finish your car list, and then we can jump right back into
And
that.
then no, I mean then what did I left off on? The Sentra, and then
The
was
Sentra,
the Protege. The
the
Protege
Protege.
was, it was
Well,
a
that
car
was
that
a
I
sedan,
taught
right?
almost. Yeah, it was a sedan, a
No,
4-door single cam,
single cam. I
stick
remember that.
shift. Yeah, that's the one
I
that I
remember you
taught. I
swapping the
taught
motor.
Alexander. Yeah, I taught
Yeah,
Alexander how to drive stick on that.
yeah,
And we were working for this
yeah,
one deliver pizza delivery fucking thing, and I
yeah,
didn't want to do it by myself, so I was like, "You want to do it? You ain't doing shit either." He was like, "Yeah, fuck it." So me and him would just
yeah.
fucking we'll take it, and then he'll fucking drive back, and then that's how he learned how to drive stick. Like, dude, just go. I remember one time in that Protege, we were going down the fucking freeway, and at the time, we had our flip phone, so you would like, have to press the fucking buttons.
Yeah,
I don't know how many times to fucking text. And
yeah.
I'm just like this, and all of a sudden I look up, and we're fucking doing 100 down the fucking 94. And I was like, "Yo, like,
Jeez.
let's slow the fuck down, bro." He's like, "Oh damn, I didn't even know we were going that fast." And then all of a sudden we hear, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" The mount for the shift linkage fucking broke, so the shift knob was on the
uh,
floor, like. We're like, yo,
oh
like what
man.
the fuck? So we had to like kind of dig our hand and grab the shifter up, and fucking that's how we were
Ooh
shifting,
wee.
lifting that bitch up, because the mount, how, I don't know, it's not like
Yeah,
how the Hondas are. It was like a mount that was onto there and it was bolted up. So that rubber mount
yeah,
just fucking disintegrated, and fucking that shit just fucking went through.
yeah. Those
Yeah.
that generation of Protege and Escort, anything that had the Mazda 5-speed,
Mm-hmm.
I never liked the shift. To me it was like rubbery and
It
shitty.
was just wobbly
It
as
was
fuck.
yeah, like every single Mazda 5-speed I got into, it was the same fucking thing. I don't know why. Like I drove a few Escort, like Escort GTs, with the 1.8 twin cam, the
Mhm.
Protege twin cam, anything single cam, like even the Escorts, like Escorts that had the 1.9 liter Ford engine with the Mazda 5-speed, same
Yeah.
thing. It was trash. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
I don't know.
Speaking of the devil, that motherfucker. I
Alexander's
had,
DJ
let
stretch
me
marks,
tell you,
baby. That's DJ stretch marks,
listen,
bro.
that's DJ Stretch Marks, man. Listen, man. I'm starting to remember a lot of people now that we're talking about Alexander, like Snowy. Remember when Snowy hit that pole? He almost killed
Snowy,
himself.
yeah. Man,
Jesus Christ.
it's not funny because he almost
Jesus.
died,
He
but it
was
was
in the
like, man,
trunk.
this he was,
He was in the
and I was,
fucking trunk.
I'm over here just ripping the fucking his back glass, trying to trying to get in there before something else.
In
Fucking like,
there to
yo,
get him
like
out.
Snowy, trying to get him out. Yeah, we have
Fucking
had some
snow.
trauma,
The
bro. We had some
snowball.
trauma. He's married. He
Yeah.
just got
But
married.
yeah, is he?
Yeah, he just got married. I think last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Yeah, I mean, once in a
Okay.
while I talk to him and shit like that, but
I thought he was gay the whole time.
no, no,
If you're
no.
listening, Snowball, I thought you were gay. Sorry, brother. It's
Damn.
okay.
No. Congratulations,
Anyways,
by the way, dude.
Alexander.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, congrats, dude. Congrats. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
Um, Now you don't have to wear rubbers. Anyways, uh Alexander,
Mhm.
the most I had the most, like, out of all the races I've had, like street racing, the most fun I had was with Alexander when
Yeah.
he had that SVT Contour and
It
I
was not
had
a
the
SVT.
SCR.
It was not a
It wasn't
SVT.
an
No, it
it
was just a
wasn't?
V6. It's just a regular V6.
Was it really? You're
Yeah, he
right.
wanted
You're
he
right.
wanted
You're
he
right.
wanted it to be the SVT, but it was just a
Well, it
regular
looked just like an
V6.
SVT. It had the side
Yeah.
skirts, it had the bumpers, like the V6. It was stick shift. I thought it was an SVT. Maybe, yeah, yeah. You're right. It wasn't an SVT.
No, it wasn't an
But
SVT.
that thing was
Mhm.
quick, man. And
Yeah.
every time I raced him, we were always fucking tied. Every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah.
Every time. Like we would go at it and we would end up at the same. We would hit 70, 80 on liver noise, and then we'll stop and we're neck to neck like this. That was
Yep.
a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. I miss that guy. He was
Yeah,
cool.
no. Yeah, no. I still talk to him once in
I'm
a
sure
while.
he's
I mean,
around.
he's a yeah,
Yeah.
no, he comes every time. I mean, he works at for I want to say Kia
Does he really? I was gonna say, does he
Collisions.
still work at the casino? Because he did that like as a like valet driving for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he did it until he got into a accident, and
Yeah, the
then
Mustang. He wrecked the Mustang or something.
yeah, and then from there, he couldn't work for a while, and now he started it, but not now, but he's been already there for a while. He works for I think Kia, either Kia, Volkswagen, something, fucking working on like service cars and shit like that.
Mm.
So he
Yeah,
actually do using his education that he fucking went for.
yeah, for sure. Because I remember us three, the Three Musketeers, we went to Sir Metro to get our GEDs.
Yeah,
I failed, you
I
failed,
failed.
and this guy fucking got it. He got it.
He got in just like
Good for
nothing.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him, man. Shit. Hey, Alexander, I'm still trying to work on my GED. You don't believe me? I got something right here. Look at this. It might show, it might not show. Ooh,
Boom.
look at that.
Brah.
700 and some
Yeah.
pages, baby.
Like,
Reading
oof.
that piece of shit every day. God
Man,
dang.
he did not just get his GD, bro. He went and got his fucking degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good for him, man.
he did it. He did it, man.
Good for him. So DA, Integra, Neon, first gen Neon,
First gen Neon.
the B13 four-door GXE,
Yep.
and the
Protege.
Protege.
The Protege.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
yeah.
those are the most cars that I had like the most fond memories of, and it was just fucking us just running up and down fucking Livernois, Werner,
Yeah.
fucking, doing some
How
dumb
many
shit.
cars doing real dumb shit? How many cars have you owned? I know you're not gonna probably know the exact number because I
Mm.
sure don't. I've owned so many I don't remember.
One, two.
Like a rough estimate, about 10, 15.
I would say around there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
around
owned
there.
I've owned I've owned a lot of cars, like a shit ton of cars. Like just in like AE 92 Corollas, like the four-door 88 to like 92 Corollas. I had about 8 or 10 of those in my lifetime. I've had about how many Sentras, dude? I lost track of how many Sentras I've had. I've had so many. Um, but in my list of cars that I owned and regret selling and wish I could buy back, number one on my list, and this is a car you never saw, was a 1998 BMW 740iL, black exterior
What?
with cream interior, V8 with the massaging seats. I had the window sticker. This car was $102,000 back in 1998. It had the massaging seats. It had everything, the whole shebang with the phone and everything. Um, Man, that car was so incredibly clean. It had the little pillows in the back for like footrest. It had
Yeah.
like so you would get in the car with no shoes in the
Okay.
back, and you could recline the back seat and rest. And it was like my ex-wife at the time, fucking bitch, fucking
Dude.
she made me sell that fucking car because
Oh
she
my
hit her
god.
head getting in it. I never forget this shit. It's the truth. She fucking I took her to right there on Ford Road and Mercury Drive, that Burlington that's right there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I remember she getting out of the car, went to the store, and then came back and she hit her head on it. And
Okay.
I bought that car so that I could take my family. This is fucking luxurious. Like my whole family's here. My kids,
Right.
the wife and everything. And now she's like, "Fuck this car! Hit my head on it. I don't want this car. You're selling this piece of shit. I'm never getting in it again." And I'm like, "I just bought this car like 2 weeks ago." So she ended up never getting in the car. I had it for a few more months. I drove it by myself all the time, and it's like some dude, some drug dealer, and I'm not gonna. Well, I don't remember his name, but he came from the West Side, and somebody told him that I had that car. He's like, "Look, man,
Okay.
I sell a whole bunch of drugs." And I got a whole bunch of money and I don't have a whip to show off on. I got some 22s and shit I want to put in a car like this. I give you 5 grand for this car right now. I'm like, what? And dude waited outside of my house till I got home from work to talk to me about buying the car. And I'm like, damn, this guy really wants the car. So I was like, look, man, let me think about it, and I'll get back with you tomorrow. So I called him up the next day. I was like, man, bring me that 5 grand, and you can have the car.
Right,
So
damn.
he bought the car. That was number one. Number two, 1998 Volvo S70 T5. It was a sky blue color with the black leather interior. That car, I did 152 miles an hour on I-94 in that thing.
That
That
thing,
car
them
was
Volvos are
quick.
so fucking ugly, dude. They're so
Well, this one
ugly,
was
but they're like a
well, no,
tank though.
you're probably thinking about the 700 series Volvos. So those were ugly as fuck. The 850 Volvos, the 850 series Volvos they're called P80s, by the way. Like same B13 or DA, whatever.
Yeah.
Um fucking that Volvo was quick. And it was a special car. I've never seen another one like it. I haven't seen another one like it in that color combo and even less that trim. That was a top trim T5. It was a turbo 200 and I think 230 horsepower beast. Fucking thing
Okay.
was quick, man. It was quick and I had a bunch of shit in it. I had H&R springs. I had Bilstein shocks. That thing, man, it rolled like a fucking dream. I got rid of that fucking. I sold it for $4,500.
Damn.
I made I made like 1,500 on it. I bought it for $1,200 off of some Arab guy in Dearborn.
Oh damn.
Number three. I had a B13 coupe. It was a '92 red Aztec red SER that was slammed. And it had coilovers, and I traded this car. This is the one that had the Nismo sticker on the top, and it had a bunch of stickers in the back.
Yeah.
And that car was quick. That fucking thing went like out of all the SCRs I had, that was the fastest one I had. And funny, it was a stock. It was a stock 2-liter SR20DE. But there was something about that car. I don't know what it was. I don't know if the engine was rebuilt or if it had any internals or um my suspicion is that the guy who had it before me, he was a big enthusiast and he had a few of them. He ended up getting me into the swaps, the Neo VVL swaps. He had
Oh yeah.
an Infinity G20 first gen with 5-speed LSD trans with the black top Neo VVL. That thing was quick. But this car, for some reason, this car was quicker than that. And my suspicion is he probably had the SR18 DE cams, which are a little bit more aggressive. Because if you didn't know, in Mexico they sold a variant of the SCR called the GSR 2000, but it was a 1.8 liter, which is weird. They had the JDM 1.8 liter SR18 DE, which had more aggressive cams. So if you do that, you put those cams in the SR20, it wakes it up. So I had done the timing on it, and I traded that fucking car for a 1982 Datsun 210 station wagon. It was Dookie Brown. Dookie Brown. I
Dookie
don't know if you remember
Brown.
this car,
No, I don't. I don't
but it
think I've
was
seen it.
man, I missed that one too. But the Sentra was a better car. I missed that car, and I have a list of more cars, but here's one that you're gonna remember. The 886 I had that I sold to one of the twins
Yeah.
for $50 because it was a piece of
this
trash.
guy. This guy. Yeah,
And
no.
I don't know
And I
what they
think
did with it.
I think Giselle still has it. I
You
think.
think he still has it?
I
Really?
think he might still have it. I think yeah, just
If he
so
did,
he hoarders everything. He has his Celica, you know,
yeah,
the all track Celica. He has his fucking R7. He has, you know, all types
bunch
of
of
shit. I
rotary
mean,
motors in the garage.
yeah, even at work, like I go to work, he's our mechanic at work, and he has fucking rotary engines on the floor. He has all his other shit there too. So it's like, damn, dude, you ran out of space at work at home.
Well,
So
he did good. In my opinion, I think he did good because he has things that are very, very valuable now.
Yeah,
That
for
all track
sure.
Celica, the rear wheel drive old school Celica that he has, the which I was gonna buy from him at one point. I remember. I think that's that like beige or brown looking one. I forget
Yeah.
what color it was. But he probably still has that green Corolla that everybody wanted back in the day. It was a TE80 a TE72 Corolla, or
Okay.
was it a? I forget. It was like a liftback green. It was painted green. But anyways, that A86 I had, well, I say A86 even though here in the States, any Corolla GTS from that vintage from 85 to 87 had stamped on the firewall AE88. That's how you know that it was a real deal GTS.
Okay.
The AE86 was an SR5, which was strange to me. I found that out years later. But mine was an AE88, which was a real twin cam, had the LSD rear diff, it was all-wheel disc, had the nice Darth Vader looking seats with the pump that and it gives you lumbar support.
He's just
That shit. Yeah, that thing was sweet, but the problem was it was rusty. I still have a picture of it somewhere. I still have a picture of that car because that was like one of my all-time favorite cars I've ever owned. It was fun while it lasted. Um,
That's
fucking
actually one of my things. Was like, what it will be your dream car? And as soon as I said it, I was like, I know it's gonna have to be like the Corolla for him.
yeah, yeah. That if I could buy another one now, man, but that's the car that hurts me the most. Like, yeah, the BMW is 20 grand now. You can't find one in that shape that I had it for less than 20 grand. You can't find them. The Volvo you
Right.
could probably find for 10 grand, 12 grand, maybe 15,
Mm-hmm.
but not in that color combo. I don't think they're around anymore. The SER, god damn it, man. I almost swore in Spanish. Si a la madre. Puñeta.
Jeez.
Bro, fuck. Did you see that article where someone sold, I think this happened twice. It happened with a red SER and a black SER. They sold them on Bring a Trailer for $30,000. I think the red one went for like $32,000. It had like 20,000 miles or some shit like that. I mean, come
Is that the one
on,
the one that you
man.
sent me? The one that you sent me a link, I believe, right?
I think I did. This
I
was a
think
while
yeah.
back.
Okay.
Man, dude, like, come on.
Yeah,
Finding one
that's
now is like, forget it. Forget about it. You're better off just spending 7 grand on a Kia. That's probably
mhm.
gonna get stolen with a USB.
I'm telling you,
Which
man.
that's been a craze, by the way. The Hyundai getting stolen type deal with the
Yeah, with
USB.
the with USB
That
cord, yeah,
shit,
that's crazy.
that shit was wild. I got into it way too late. Like I found out, I didn't get into it. Like I stole. I didn't. Hey, I
Right.
didn't steal your Hyundai. Just in case the feds are listening in, I didn't steal any fucking car. Okay, it wasn't me.
Oh shit. No,
But
but what you call it? I mean, one car that I kind of regret selling, and I own three of them, mind you. I own three of them. Was the 240.
the 240.
I've owned three 240s. The first one
Yeah,
that I got was from that kid Juan. Remember Juan? They used to be
yeah,
friends with twins.
I, yeah. I remember him.
So he I think he has, I want to say, I don't know if he sold it. I know we did a trade or something. We traded for the car. Uh the only thing, the bad thing about the fucking 240 was that it was just rusted. The whole
Yeah,
floorboard
they
was just
rust.
rusted out. It was just
Yeah.
rusted out. Like all the frame support, everything was just rusted. I was like, eh. So then I ended up getting another 240, which reverse, it didn't go in any other gear but reverse. And I
Stick shift or
remember
auto?
auto. It
Auto.
was auto. The only gear that I grabbed, it was reverse. And my ass was like, I want to drive this bitch. I plopped that bitch in reverse and I went down the street down Kirkwood all the way to Twins House in reverse. In reverse. And then I was like, how the fuck am I gonna get back home? So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the alley. I went through the alley, fucking fell in the fucking pothole, and that bitch was stuck in there. I was like, fuck. Then
Ah,
some shit
that's bad.
happened. Yeah, no, like I was like, man, I want to fix it so bad, like this and that. And I don't know, hard times came. I was like, you know what? I have to fucking get rid of it. I got to get rid of all these cars. So I
Yeah.
got rid of both 240s. And then down the line, fucking, I got me a DC2 coupe, the DC, coupe, Integra, and I converted it. The guy had a mess up transmission. It was automatic. I had already had like laying around. I had a fucking, I think it was a LS trans. I converted everything back, everything stick on that shit. And then I was just going through Facebook. I think no, I was Craigslist. Going through Craigslist, you know how you look for just look for shit. And there was a guy that had
I have a
240.
bad habit of doing that. I have a really
Yeah,
bad habit.
me too. I do that shit all the
It's
time with like
bad.
Facebook Market. And
That's why I'm depressed. I'm always depressed every time I go on there.
yeah, yeah. And there was a guy. He was like, hey, I got a 240 with a SR20 DET. It's not
Ooh, oh, I
finished.
remember that one. I
He
remember
was
that
like, it's not
that
finished,
primered
and
one.
yeah, he was like, it's not finished. I gotta it's just a couple little things here and there, and da da da. And he was like, I'm just trying to get a car that's running. I was like, I got a car that's running. Fucking, I was like, I got this DC Integra, da da da, this and that. I just converted it manual, this and that, and fucking, he was like, all right, well, let me take a look at it. We went to the storage place, and he just started giving me a bunch of shit. I was working on it, but I didn't know much about it either. So I'm over here just fucking tinkering, trying to get it to crank over, messing with the wiring, trying to, that this is like back in the day. So there wasn't like you can find all the shit that you can find now, Back in the
Yeah,
day, you had to look through forums and you try to, there was not videos, there were not this, and it was like you had to look through a bunch of shit. And
yeah,
I think I ended up selling the car for like 1,500.
yeah. I remember
This
that.
this 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 Asian kid came over. He was like, "Oh, I give you." He was trying to give me 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Fuck you.
yeah, this and that. I was like, I know this kind is not. It doesn't look the greatest. So it's like the frame rails are fucking clean. It has a
Yeah,
SR20. This and that. They're like, well, you can't get it started. So I don't know. Trying to give me the typical bullshit or whatever.
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like,
Low ball.
well, yeah, but like, look, I can crank it for you. I mean, I already looked at it, make sure that the bearings are not fucked up. I did a bunch of like regular shit that you can do, but just the wiring
Yeah,
was really messing me up.
yeah,
And yeah, and then I even ended up delivering it to him. He was like, "Well, I'll give you 1,500," but like he was like, "I don't got nowhere to take it." I was like, "I got a trailer and I got a truck." I fucking just dropped that bitch off. And yeah, from there, just now the fucking 240s are just fucking crazy. Crazy. Like they want like 5 grand for just a shell that's rotted the hell out.
for a shell. I
For a
know.
shell.
It's crazy.
I was
Yeah,
like, no.
it's crazy. That had a red top SR20 DET, correct?
Red top, yep.
I remember seeing it.
Yep.
The last car on my list is a 92 Festiva, 92 Ford Festiva Sport. I have a YouTube video on this car from years ago, like 8 years ago. So I went and bought this car with my brother Joey, which shout out to Joey.
Hey,
He's
Joey.
getting his life together with his lady and all that good shit. Good for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's
Hey.
doing real good. Um, but we went and I had an expedition with a trailer, and I went and got this car in Indiana, clean as fuck. It had just a small little rot hole on one of the like underneath the side skirt, and but it has 70,000 miles. I paid 2 G's for it, and it was a stick shift 5 speed. The interior was mint. Um, the cluster didn't have a tack, so I ended up finding one with a tack, and it kind of fucked up the mileage. But when I
Okay.
sold the car, I sold it with the original tag. I sold that car for I think $3,000. The guy that bought it came with a 26-foot long trailer, enclosed trailer. The floor looked like a fucking racing flag, like the checker flag. And he bought it to put it in a museum because he had a red one and a blue one, and he wanted the white one. And mine was perfect because all the other ones he had were also sports, and the sport had a wing, like the wing on the hatchback.
Yeah.
That car was fun, man. I missed
Yeah.
that car. That car was so clean. Um,
Damn.
Man, but that's just my quick list of cars that I regret selling that I wish I still had. Man, I've had so many cars that are like, I had a red A92 Corolla, front wheel drive GTS. Oh man, that hurts. The green 240 I had, the hatchback, remember that one? Oh, that one hurt it. Um,
Yeah. You
I remember
remember
I huh?
was it remember when you had ooh, was it was it a 180? Did you have a
No,
180 or a 200?
it was a it was a 92 240 SX hatchback. It was
Oh,
a
that's all
green
that.
one
That's
that
the one.
I
Yeah.
bought it from a Mexican guy for $500 because it had a misfire. And when I
Right.
went to see it, it came from Texas. That car was clean. And I remember, I knew my thing back then. I was like, I know I know what it is. So I
Yeah.
bought the car. I checked the injectors because those injectors usually clogged up, and they were a bitch to fucking. They had the little cap on them with the two Phillips screwdriver.
Yep.
Ah, what a pain! That's a
Yep.
stupid ass design from Nissan. But anyways, I ended up
Man,
swapping out the
they
fuel
had that
pump.
in the SER, the DET, the DEs are
Nah,
they had that same shit. Yeah.
yeah,
They
they
had
did.
the two screws and you there
Yeah,
trying to unscrew it and it will
yeah, and
strip.
you can't. So what I would do is I would grab a plier, like a pressure plier,
Yeah.
and like really crank it, bam, till it got it. And then you start, and then there you go.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I ended up swapping out the fuel pump because I know that was a common problem. So I ended up finding a fuel pump. I don't know what car I got it off. It wasn't a 240. It was like a Altima or something. They all use the same pump. Put it in there, and I'm doing burnouts everywhere in that fucking thing. Man, that car was fun.
Dude, that car
You know
had the
what?
softest fucking suspension ever. That means
Yeah,
you fucking you brake
it
fucking nose
flew.
end like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
It was all
shit.
shot.
Yeah.
You know what car I didn't buy that I regret not buying
Which one?
was, you remember Salvador Garcia, which
Yeah.
I haven't seen in decades. I don't know where
I
that guy
haven't
is.
seen it. I don't know either.
Dude, I want to see you. I want to talk to you. It's been years, man.
I'm
If you
telling
get to
you.
see this for any reason, please give me a ringer.
Hey,
He had a black 92 240 SX coupe SE
okay.
stick
Yep.
shift. It had the little heads up display, um,
Mm-hmm.
which it was a rare novelty back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But
That was
this car
hologram back in the
was
day, baby.
man, this car was mint, 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 mint. And he ended up
Hmm.
selling it to some douchebag who ran it through a flood and fucked it up and ended up
Wow.
totaling the car. Yeah.
Damn.
The red the red AE92, I had that Corolla, the GTS Corolla that I bought. Do you
Hmm.
remember Rene? That
Yeah.
crazy guy Rene that ended up
Yeah.
shooting somebody and then took off? He used to own that car. That
Okay.
crazy fucking guy.
I think I
Where's
seen
he
him the
at?
other day.
Prison?
No, no, no. I think I saw him the other day.
Really? That
Yeah.
guy is crazy.
Yeah. That's the guy that told us that if
Crazy.
you he was like, yeah, you can lower the compression on any piston, just press it down. I was like, huh?
Yeah, he was.
Huh?
That guy is nuts, bro. Like out of
Yeah.
all the people I know that are crazy, he's crazy. That guy's nuts.
Yeah, he was
That
like,
guy is
just put it
he's
on the
on a
press.
different level.
I was like,
But he
huh?
he owned that car. I bought it from him for $1,200 with the promise of not selling it again, and I did. Like 3 months later. Uh, and the guy that I sold it to, some white kid. I sold that white kid like 3 cars. I had a CRX with a B20 that was quick. That thing was quick.
Okay.
Then I fucked the motor up on that because I kept revving it to like 8,000, even though it wasn't meant to be revved that high, and I fucked it up.
No,
Believe it or not, the
B
bottom end
B20.
held. Yeah, the bottom end held up. It was the top end, the
I mean,
valve guides or
if
something.
it if it's NA, it'll hold up. But once you go
Yeah, it
turbo,
wasn't a.
you're done.
Yeah, no. So I remember on Exceed Speed. Remember Exceed Speed?
Oh my god.
Man, I missed that forum. Fuck, I miss it to death. Anyways, that Corolla, I sold it to the white kid, and he hit a pole and broke. He split the car in half.
Ooh,
He almost killed himself. Yeah, he was in the hospital for like
wow.
6 months.
Damn.
Yeah. he was hauling ass. He wanted to be, initial D and fucking bam, hit the pole and fuck. Dude almost came out the car, almost flew out of the car.
Jeez.
But anyways, that's the list. And we're gonna be talking about more of this stuff, this kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I remember Gabi's hatchback. He still has it probably.
That guy
That
still
he
has it.
that he still has the hatch.
That thing is beautiful, dude. It's beautiful. There's
Does
not a
does
speck
does
of
David?
rust on it.
I bet. Does Ray David still have his EG?
He got
The one
rid
he
of the
put the
EG.
H22?
He got rid of the EG. Now Giselle owns it, and
Okay.
he bought another EG, so he has a cleaner EG.
Fuck, I want an EG, you motherfucker. Sell me your EG for
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah,
Stop being a cocksucker.
yeah. No,
I
he's
know
in
you guys are
Florida.
watching.
He's in
You guys are gonna
Florida.
watch this shit.
He's in
Who?
Florida right now. David's in Florida.
Ray David. Yeah.
Yeah, David's in Florida.
Ray Manuel's DA, the white DA. Oh, what a gem.
I'm
What
telling
a
you, dude.
gem. That
So
fucking car was a gem.
I think that's one of the cars that he probably regrets selling. Probably one of the ones he
That
regrets selling.
that was a gem of a car. That thing was so clean and it
Mm-hmm.
drove so nice.
So
I think
smooth.
that it's so smooth. He had I think he did something to the shifter linkage. He put the bushings and it was nice and tight.
Yeah,
And it had headers and intake and it just, man, that car was quick and it just, delicious,
yeah,
delicious.
yeah.
That's like the equivalent of
I used
like,
to daily that mug
I
for a while.
remember, I remember.
I used to daily it for a
That's,
while, and it
man,
was like
that car's like the equivalent of like a nice clean salad. It was just healthy and clean.
nice clean ass out. Damn,
Oh
never
man,
heard that shit.
so nice. Yeah, it was the equivalent of a salad. Fucking man, so many people that we know, so many cars that we got to see and drive.
Oh my god.
We lived a good time, dude. Those were good times.
Yeah, for real, man.
Good times that are too bad that are gone and all that shit's. Once I moved down here to El Paso, the
I was
culture
gonna about talk
is
about that.
still,
Talk about that,
yeah,
bro.
it's
Like we didn't really explain why is it called a long distance podcast? Because I'm over here in Michigan and you're fucking El
I'm in the
Paso.
good
That's
old state of Texas, baby. Yes, sir.
it's getting cold over here, dude.
Is it really? It's fucking hot as shit down here
No,
still.
man,
It was
it's
almost
fucking hot as fuck.
100 yesterday. Today was like 93 or 94. It's been pretty hot, but it's gonna drop. It's gonna dip in like to the mid 80s in like next month, October. It
Dude.
it it gets hot down here, man. It gets
Dude, I think it's been 80 in the 80s, like 80 something, 81, 82. And we're like, oh my God,
yeah.
I can't breathe. They're like, what the hell? Don't
Well,
touch me.
the thing is that's the difference. That's why I like the weather down here more than I do up there because up there you're surrounded by lakes. It's all water and it's humid. And it's
Yeah.
rare to get one of those dry heat days. It's really,
Mhm.
really rare to get that shit up there. Um, and down here, it's the opposite. It's dry. The heat is dry. And yes, you sweat, when it's 106, 110 outside, you sweat,
I mean,
but it's
understandable
different.
at 100. I mean, but
Yeah.
you're over here
Yeah.
when once I start getting to like 75, you're getting the stickies over here. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, like, oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
75 with 85% humidity. Fuck that. I rather have 100 with 11% humidity all day long,
Fuck
because
yeah.
you find shade, you're good, you're chilling,
You're good?
you're
Yeah.
good, you're good, you're good.
Hell yeah.
Um, but lately it's been a little bit. Lately it's been a little bit humid. Like for us, humid is like 30% humidity. That's like high. It's like too much, too much. And
Right.
last night it was like 8. And last night I went outside and did some shit with the car, as you'll see in the video. Did you watch the video? Did you watch it?
I watched the video. Yeah, I
I
watched the video.
I took oh my
Hi.
god, look who's here.
Hi.
I took and she was taking a nap, so she's probably in a real bad mood because that's how she gets every time. Yeah. But anyways, she's more than likely she's gonna make me wrap this up soon, and we should
Yeah,
because we've been
yeah. You're
talking
over
shit
an
for a
hour.
long time. Yeah, over an hour probably. But this is good, man. I enjoy this. This is happy time for me. This is
Yeah.
good. Happy.
Yeah.
I like
Good
happy.
happy.
I like Happy Man. Oh, dude, I just remember Shake and Bake?
Oh
That was the
yeah,
shit.
fuck yeah, it was.
Every
First you
time,
shake
man.
it,
Shake
then
and
you
Bake,
bake it.
baby.
I think me and Shella
Yeah,
once in a while. Shella says it to me all the time. First you shake it, then you bake it. Shake and bake.
I miss those good days. I miss the girls, man. I miss Keisha and Shayla and your mom and your
Yeah,
uncle. Those were good times. The twins. Man, so many good people. We had so many good people around us and we didn't even realize how good these people were.
no,
Man, good shit, man.
we
I
had a good thing, like a good group group.
circle. We had a good circle.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
friend group, like a good friend group. I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
we didn't go to school and we did a lot of dumb shit, but we had a good group of people. Now that I'm older, I really cherish that. You know, and one day I would like to get back, into the groove of, talking to the old guys again, see how
Yeah,
everybody's doing. Hopefully we can get them on the podcast and we can shoot the shits for a
yeah,
little bit.
for sure, for
But
sure.
down here in Texas, the culture is very alive still. It reminds me of back in those days. Like you get down here and you see like out in the parking lot, there's an Evo. There's an Evo 8 out there in the fucking parking lot.
Okay,
There's a guy here that I don't know where he's been. I haven't seen him in a while. He had an STI, bug eye STI. There's a guy here with a convertible E36. Like there's cars down here that you see still like Civics. There's a guy with a K20 EK4 EK sedan. It's a four-door green Civic with a fucking K20 Type R
okay,
K20. Fucking
okay.
thing moves, man. I got to talk to him and I wanted to record it. He's like, no, I don't want, I don't want my car being out there like that because a lot of people don't know I have the K series and like he's afraid of it getting stolen and shit. Which hey, I respect. It's true, man. The people still do steal Hondas.
That's crazy.
It might not be a thing. It might not be a thing like it was back in the day when the shit was really, really bad. But
Right.
um, by the way, now that I remember the Honda stealing bullshit, it's
Mhm.
been how many years? 17 years since I've been to a drag race on the street. September 1st, 2007 was when they killed Joseph. You remember that on Warren when they shot
Yeah.
his shit up, blew his
Yeah.
fucking face off, and then Americo got shot 3 times. I think you took him to the hospital, didn't you? You drove him. He got shot in the back.
Manuel took him. Manuel,
Manuel took
that
him.
day
Yeah,
we were doing some
he,
stuff with John Sanchez's coupe,
yeah.
and then
Well,
they went
I
for a
remember
test
we
run and
threw him
then
in
did
the
that.
trunk. He
Hmm.
was so fucked up he couldn't sit down, so we threw him in the back of his trunk, in the back of a trunk of a Teggy of a DC fucking Integra,
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
and and off to the hospital. I remember in the hospital, everybody's crying. "Oh, we're Hondas." The next day, they're all out there in Hondas and shit. Nobody learned their fucking lesson.
Yeah, no.
Like bunch of thieves and shit, man. Like these fucking dudes, man. They made a killing though. I'm not gonna mention names, but I know of a guy who had a fucking nice Civic that he sold it for 5 Gs, went and stole it, did some shit, sold it again for 5 Gs. Did that
Yeah,
shit again. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Did that for a few times. He took
yeah, I
that
knew a
money, he
couple of
invested it
guys.
in the business, and
I
he's still banging till this day, making good money from all that shit he did back in the day. Some of these guys had it in them, man.
yeah, yeah,
They
for
had it
real.
in them. Yeah, that shit was real, man.
Yeah,
That
it
shit was
was
real. People were getting shot left and right for fucking Hondas. Like,
for
what the
Hondas. Yeah.
fuck, man? But now, and I was a Honda hater, and you know this. Fuck Civics.
Yeah,
Fuck
no,
Honda.
I
I was the
remember.
Nissan guy.
Yeah, I
Me and
was
the
a
twins used to
bias.
get. You were biased. You were
I
leaning
was
towards.
because yeah, I liked them both. I was like, you know what?
You were
They'll have
non-binary.
yeah, for real. For I was one of the first.
Oh man. But fucking now that I'm older and I understand. I always did understand. I was too proudful to like my pride was getting in the way. Like fuck Hondas. Like there's better cars because in my mind there were better cars. We just didn't get them here. Like
Mhm.
fucking 20 valve Leving, fucking AE111 AE111 the 20 valve blacktop Corolla Leving or Sprinter.
Okay.
These fucking things had 170 horsepower, dude. They would go toe to toe with a Civic Si.
Hmm.
Like there were a bunch of hatchbacks and shit that were like the Toyota Starlet EP. I think it was EP 81 or EP 91. EP 91. 1.3 liter turbo fucking banger. Little tiny hatchback. That shit will smoke a fucking Civic. Single cam Civic? Ooh, no chance. No fucking chance.
Yeah.
These things were quick. We never got those here. You know? Like the Cyborg, the 92 to 93 Mirage Cyborg. It had a Myvec 1.6, 170 horsepower. They had a bunch of hot hatches in Japan, and we never got those fucking things. The only thing with a variable valve timing thing here was the VTEC. So
Mhm.
everybody's on the fucking Honda nutsack. Fuck you, not me, man. I was like, I'm sticking to what I know, man. But now that I'm
Mm.
older and that shit's like gone, I miss those days. I miss the Civics. I miss all that shit. Like if I had money right now, I would own a Civic, and I would own a B series Civic with like a GSR engine or something like that. Those
Yeah.
things are a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I had one. It was really fun.
yeah,
I had a DC too.
good good times, good time. Remember my white EF hatch that I had? That you had you had a white GSR Integra that was
Yeah.
smoking like crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Remember that shit?
that was a mosquito killer, baby. That
Yeah,
was
motherfucker.
I was
Woo-wee.
over here killing mosquitoes, bro. Loud as hell too.
That was a Yeah, that was the Zika virus killer. Killed all the
Yeah.
mosquitoes and shit.
I'm
But
telling
that
you.
Civic, that white Civic was pretty quick. It had a single cam, but it was a built single cam. I couldn't put any like 87 octane or I'll fuck it up.
Yeah,
It had high
I remember.
compression pistons. That thing was quick. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
decent.
Fuck
I
yeah.
traded
Fuck
that
yeah.
for a Civic that I traded that for a red. Who did I sell that red Civic to? I know I sold the Civic to John Eric. Which, by the way, if you're
Okay.
seeing this dude,
Yeah.
cool beans to you, man. I haven't seen this guy in a long ass time. I know he's still around. He
Hmm.
hangs out, I think, with Itai. Itai, if you're watching this, shout out to you too, man. Fuck
Yo.
all these guys, man. God damn. But he
I'm
ended up
telling you,
owning a
man.
B series. He had an LS in that Civic, and that thing moved. He had he remember that?
Yeah.
I think it was the white. Was it the white or was it the red Civic that he had? The four door
He
that
had a
he
white
put
Civic.
the LS.
Well,
It was the
white.
white. So that Civic I bought from my dad, that piece of shit. Dad, you're a piece of shit. If
Oh,
he's ever
geez.
watching this, you're a piece of fucking trash. Trash goes where
Jesus
it
Christ.
belongs. Yeah,
Wow.
sorry about my rant,
Sorry,
people.
Dad. Sorry,
If
Dad.
fuck you, Dad. Anyways, um, that I bought that car off my dad, and ended up fucking it up. I blew the motor in it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm getting rid of it." And I sold it to him, and I think he put the B18 in it. He had a B18B, I think. Man, that thing moved, dude. For it being a fucking LS,
Hmm.
that thing was eating B16s and shit, man. Left and right. That thing was good shit.
It
All
was
right,
good shit.
enough of this shit
It
because
was
I'm
good
reminiscing
shit.
too
Oh,
much.
shit.
And
Man, oh,
anyways,
man.
let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. I don't
Yeah.
know when is this coming out? Friday or Saturday?
I think Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday.
We're
All right,
shooting for
cool.
Saturday. That's our thing. I mean, it
That's
could be
gonna be our
before
day.
that. Yeah, it could be before, but I mean, I think we should do Saturday just in case, so we can
Yeah,
get
let's stick to
everything.
the schedule. That way, people are off work and they can chill and listen to us
Yeah,
fucking yap our gums away.
yeah,
But to all those dudes that used to hang out with us, man, I miss you guys.
yeah,
One day
man.
I'll be back
We
in
miss.
Michigan and I want to get together and go out for a drink and some food and shit
Yes, yes, yes,
and
yes, yes, for
shoot
sure.
the shits like back in the day.
Hmm.
Um, who was that guy that I didn't like that was a real piece of shit? He was rich. He had money. He would always talk shit to me, and I'd be like, "Fuck you!" I wanted to beat his ass. This was when we had the shop. I think he was a gringo. Was he a gringo? He had money, man.
He had money.
He would. Yeah, he had money. He was one of those like kids that had money, but he would show up. He wasn't like part of our group, but he would hang out with us every once in a while. I remember that night. He was there that night that I don't know who I was with, but I had somebody in my passenger seat, and I had the red SER that you ended up getting from me that you were gonna rip everything out of to put in the blue GXE.
Yeah.
And I was hauling ass. I was in front of the pack. Fucking, I was going like 100 and something, 105, 110, and I was gonna go to fifth, and I put it in third because my shift linkage was shit. And I fucking, as soon as I
Oh,
let go of the clutch, the rev counter was like wham, to like 85, 9,000, and I
yeah.
fucked the bearings up on it. Well, that day, that guy was with us, and
Did he have the fusion?
he had the fusion.
He had the fusion.
That
Okay, that's that guy.
motherfucker.
Okay, I know who he is. I forgot his name, but he was the one that worked with us at Stanley Steamer. His dad kind of was a
That's what you get, you piece of shit. That's
yeah,
what
I
you get.
remember him. Yeah, I kind of remember him a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, if I see him, I don't know. I don't know how I'll react. I might give him a hug. But
But
right
I mean,
now, this is what you
I
get.
don't, dude. It's been so long that I've seen that guy. Like
Yeah,
not too long
I
ago.
don't
You know
remember.
who I saw not too long ago? Well, I want to
Who
say
did you see? Who did you
Chris.
see?
Chris, you remember Chris?
Chris. That rings a bell. Describe Chris
STI
for our
Chris.
audience. STI isn't like TI.
STI.
What color STI? Was it a blue one?
Oh, it was blue. Yeah.
I don't remember this fucking guy.
You don't remember
What
Chris?
what was he? Mexican? Puerto
Black.
Rican? What was he?
Black.
Oh, I remember that guy. He didn't hang
Yeah.
out with us much though.
No, he used to go to the races and we used to see him a couple times and then
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had
that
came to the
fucking guy. I
shop.
didn't like him either. I didn't like him
No,
either.
no, Dad.
No,
Chris,
I
he's cool as hell.
was he? Fuck, I
Yeah,
don't
he was
remember.
cool as hell. He fucking let
I
everybody
have
drive his SCI. He was like, "Go ahead,
yeah,
dog it. Go ahead, dog it. Let's do this. Let's do that." And then fucking, I guess
I
he
remember the
got
car, but I can't remember him.
yeah. He was like, I don't
Brain
know,
fart.
man. I don't know. He
Big
was
time
just
brain fart right now.
always goofy and shit.
Remember Alex? The one that had the white coupe, the Civic,
Oh,
the EG
Coop
coupe
Alex,
that he ended
Alex
up
Coop. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
Alex
haven't
Coupe
seen
that
him
he
in a
ended up
minute.
putting a I don't know anything about him. I haven't seen him since we had the shop.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either.
I remember that Civic for the single cam that he had was quick. That thing moved for what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. I remember.
Yeah, that thing chirped the tires, man, in second and third. That fucking thing. Then
Yeah.
he put a B16 in it, and he fucked it up. I don't
Did he?
I ever since he put yeah, it was like I remember him telling me like this is not much faster than what I had. Like he was
Okay.
disappointed. I think something went wrong. He either had a bad B16 that didn't have any power or didn't have compression or something, or it was
Yeah,
old or high miles. And
possible, dude. Like back in the day,
he
people would be
had a
like, "Oh, it
C6.
might." He'd be like, people would be selling you shit, thinking like, "Oh, this has this many miles, and I even got paperwork." And da da da. I was like, "Paperwork? The fuck?"
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got fucked like that once. Dude
Yeah.
ended up buying he sold me I had a four-door 2000 Civic LX and I ended up needing a motor for it. I bought that car for $50, bro. Clean ass fucking Civic. It looked green. When I went to see it, it was green because it was under a tree that had a lot of moss.
Okay.
So I ended up like what pressure washing it at home and it was like sky blue and I'm like, holy shit. So I washed it, buffed the shit out of it. It was nice and clean. I took the car into that remember right there on Warren and Livernois there was a car wash? It probably still is there, that car wash. But there was a Livernois and Warren
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
right
yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yep. Right
so
in
there
that
used to be yeah, in the
luxurious
corner.
wash or something like
Yeah, yeah. So they used to have an interior detail type deal, but they ended up closing it because they were doing some shit in there. I can't talk
that.
about on this podcast, but I do know
Right.
what they were doing, and it wasn't good.
No, I think it's
So
they're not there no more.
no, they're not. So I had the car detailed there, and then I ended up needing an engine. So I went and I drove like hour and a half away to go get this engine. And the guy's like, "Engine's pristine." It's like $450. It's got like 30,000 miles. I looked and I pulled the dipstick. There's no oil, no coolant, nothing. And I'm like, why is there no oil? He's like, no, no, I took the fluids out because I wanted the engine clean. I didn't want any, and the garage was very clean. He was like, I don't want anything dripping. And, for the customer to buy it, like if you're
Mm,
buying it, I want you to have a clean, thing. And I believe this fucking guy. Well, I took the engine home, put it in the car,
mm.
started it, clack, 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 clack. I'm like, ah, you motherfucker. So I pull the I check the oil, it's like glistening. It's got a lot of fucking
A
sparkles.
lot of glitter.
A lot of glitter, baby. So I pull the oil pan down and the fucking oil looked like a 1970s fucking party place. It was
Yeah.
shiny as fuck. It looked like, man, so much gold in there. Fucking
Jesus
make the gold
Christ.
rush people jealous. And I looked and there was chunks of bearing in there, like literal chunks of fucking
Yeah.
bearing.
Damn.
And I get on Exceed to try and get a hold of the guy. The guy disappears. He closes
Mm.
Exceed account, and I tried calling him. I drove to his house. Like fucking, he disappeared, and I got fucked on that one. So yeah, people are shitty.
Yeah.
They can be pretty shitty sometimes.
For real.
But anyways, this podcast turned into a car podcast, which I
Yeah,
wasn't
for
expecting. I had a list of questions like, did you wash your ass today? Uh,
no, I'm about to in a minute.
and
But
there you go.
yeah, no,
So am
we got
I.
we gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up for sure though. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that now. Let's wrap it up now. I'll get with you after the podcast to continue on and see what it is that we're gonna go about doing.
mhm,
Because we're gonna edit this podcast and we're gonna post it. So we're gonna be recording every Tuesday, guys. And we're gonna be posting every Saturday.
every Saturday.
That way, you guys know what to expect. Every episode's gonna be different. We're gonna talk about different things. Like
Yes.
just different random things. We want to keep you guys entertained. We're not here to just, have fun. We do want to have fun, but we want to keep you entertained also.
Yes, sir.
So, that's going to be it for this podcast, you guys.
You guys follow us at every social media platform. We'll be up there soon though. The longest, the long
We're going
distance
to be working
podcast.
on that long
Yeah.
distance podcast. We're going to be working this
Hmm.
shit all week. We're going to be working the social media accounts. We both work, so it's tough. I work a lot of hours a day. So does Alex. But we'll be
Yeah.
working on this shit as the days go on. And please come follow us, give us a share, a like, and a subscribe. That'd
And
be
comment to see
fantastic.
what else you want us to talk about too. Like
Yeah,
things that you
yeah. If you
like
guys
you
have
know
any questions,
we have shit here that we know we got a little bit of a knowledge. I mean, I got knowledge of some things, he has knowledge of most things. But I mean, we can just fucking just talk about whatever.
not most things.
Whatever. Most things. Most
You're
things.
most things. Some things. You're shining me up. You're trying to make me look good, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
no, it's
Uh,
trying to
if you guys ask, why is my head so shiny? Please, 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 make sure
my
you
head
you're,
is shiny.
you
Look
you
at
No, listen. If you guys ask me why my head is shiny, specify which one. Okay?
oh, Jesus.
Specify which head you're talking about, because I
Jesus
have
Christ.
two. Anyways, ask questions. Ask questions. You guys want to know anything? Ask.
Yep.
Why do I shave? I shave. I have a full head. I'm not bald like you guys think I am. I'm not. I have hair.
You have
I
to.
shaved because of the pandemic, and after the pandemic, fucking haircuts went to like 30, 40, 50, $60 a haircut, and you could go suck a dick because I'm not doing that. I'll buy blades for $20. They'll last me 6 months, and
Hey,
that's that.
well,
And that's the
what
bottom line.
one of my besties is a barber, so he hooks it up. But if not, I'd probably be the same too, bro.
It's crazy. Now
I'll
they got
probably
the
be the same.
shampoo and they got the wash and they got the towel, and what? You're gonna put your nutsack on my face next?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Why is it? I remember Josh paying $80. My kid, Josh, my son, he
Hmm.
paid some crazy amount of money to get a haircut because the guy had gold clippers. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm using a Gillette. Listen, my Gillette is like 10 years old. I've had it for so long. It's got fucking the rubber came off on it. It's like if you put it under a microscope, it's got all kind of wildlife living in there. Fucking I replace the
oh
blades
shit.
every few weeks and we're good. And we're
Hey,
good. That's
there you go.
that.
There you go.
which I want to talk about in a different podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good thing to talk about because people, I've had questions, random weird questions asked about my head and shit,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
that's
ask you how.
something
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
you
we'll talk.
what year should I be expecting that? But now that I know it's
We'll get
not
to
that.
that.
Okay,
We'll talk to that. We'll talk about that in the next podcast. We're gonna get
gotcha,
out of here because it's late
gotcha.
and we got shit to do.
All
So
right,
thank you for
guys.
watching, guys. Woo!
Later.
Beautiful.
Woo. Beep.